What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Sierra recently had an interview with Women's Health, and obviously she promoted this on her Instagram. And of course, the particular interview, which is on Women's Health, discussed many things about her career, about her current life, and obviously going back in time, talking about her breakup with Future in 2014. And she had this to say: all the things I was aspiring to have at that time, even thinking about love, I was like, it's going to happen when it's supposed to. But I can't love anybody to the best of my ability if I'm not loving on myself. I can't be the best mom if I'm not loving on myself. So I put more focus on me, taking care of me. It was the best thing I could have done. Okay. Now let me just say this real quick. Obviously we know what happened. Russell Wilson was married to a white lady. They get divorced. He wins the Super Bowl at that particular time, around that time. And then he gets with Sierra, marries Sierra. All right. What I've noticed is that a lot of women, especially in the black community, who are single moms, who are, women who have multiple kids and things like that. And when they look at, having a new chance at love, many people are looking at the Sierra example. Sierra is a single mom, dealt with Future, still got married to a rich man. All right. But I want to play some clips about people's experiences on TikTok with single moms. I'm going to play one from a man, one from a woman that's a lesbian. All right. So we can hear what they have to say about their own personal opinions about dating single mothers.
I was with a woman who already had a child. We had a child together. But what was very apparent to me within that relationship was that I was not allowed to discipline this child the way I could discipline my own child, right? Because the child still had the father in their life. The father would have something to say about it if I disciplined the child in a certain way. And so there's a lot of men out here saying that they wouldn't get with a woman. A lot of men saying they wouldn't get with a woman who already has a child, because you get a lot of the benefits. Sorry, you don't get all of the benefits of being a father, right? But you have the responsibility as a father.
So this is my advice to anyone trying to shoot their shot at a single mother. Don't do it unless you love kids or you want to have kids yourself. Because if the situation gets too serious, that child will become yours. And if you thought of yourself as somebody who would never have kids or no time soon or don't like kids, then you shouldn't entertain someone with kids, because you will never be number one. Those children are number one priority. Any good parent will put their children first, even before themselves. So for you to come along with yourself think it's supposed to be about you, that child depends on their parent for everything. You are a grown-ass person. Do better.
Now, you've heard what they had to say, okay? And again, I'm a guy that's 41. I don't have any big issues with a single mom. One of the reasons why is because, number one, it's not really my business. And I mean, I know what the outcomes are for certain communities if you have too many of them and unmarried people. But again, people do what they want to do, right? But I want to make this point. It is beneficial for a woman to have, in my honest opinion, as a single mom, a man to marry her and take care of her child. It really works out for her more or less than the guy. Now, as you heard, as the brother was saying, he got with a chick that was a single mom, had a baby by her, and automatically understood he had no right to discipline the other child, although he was spending money probably on the other child, right? And so while it makes big sense, a good decision for somebody like Sierra to break up with a guy like Future and then get with somebody like Russell Wilson, doesn't make much sense for a guy who doesn't have any kids? That's the question here. A lot of times what we're doing is we're pushing a lot of this stuff in America with, empowering single moms, and they have just as much attraction in the dating market as women that don't have kids. Listen, I'm not here to argue that. If you believe that, fine. Okay? But what I'm going to tell you is this. If you're a man, you want to be successful, you want to have more flexibility, then I will tell you that you're probably going to have more flexibility with a woman that doesn't have kids. And you probably won't have to worry about, the kid from the other child or other dad having an issue with talking back to you and all this other kind of stuff. And obviously, the money that you're going to be spending on your own kid makes more sense than spending money financially on the other child. Financially, it's more expensive. Emotionally, it's more expensive. What happens if you break up? You have some kind of bond with this child. See, and a lot of people don't understand that. It makes sense for a woman to get a man that doesn't have kids or that can support the child. It's another responsibility. But for a man, I'm trying to see, and maybe guys, I'm wrong. Maybe you dating a single mother or marrying a single mother, maybe that's added some benefit to your life. Very rarely do I hear that, but maybe that's the case. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. Okay. But in all actuality, if I have a son, I'm going to tell him, listen, you probably want to deal with the woman that gives you the most flexibility and the least drama. Not saying that women without kids can't be dramatic, because they can, but I'm talking about drama as far as from the baby daddy, drama as far as disrespect from the kid, all of these things that happen when brothers date single moms sometimes. And it's beneficial to Sierra, but the question is it beneficial to Russell Wilson? What has his life, or how has his life changed? Being a stepdad to another man's kid, what's been the benefit? And nobody wants to answer that. Women want to date men and marry men that are not fathers of their kids, but then at the same time, you always hear, my kids come first. You're not going to be primary in my life. You're going to be a second-class citizen. This is what the lesbian young lady said. So even they're understanding that. Who wants to go into a situation where, you're a second-class citizen? I wouldn't want to do that. What's the point? Why did I go to college, bust my ass and stay up, work all nights to be a second-class citizen? I don't think so. Want to know why? Because it doesn't make much sense. That's why, for me. Might make sense to you, but doesn't make more sense to me. And what happens is this. If men start to up their standards in the dating market, you're not going to just see women just going out, having kids, making emotional decisions, and then coming back and expecting some guy to take care of that decision when it's not right. It doesn't make much sense for a lot of guys. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.